Hello, hello. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, so let's go ahead and do just a quick touch base on whatever the big ticket item is for the week from the 2nd through the 8th of June. All right, so I'm going to do this in categories where I will timestamp after I'm done with this live, but I'm going to go through the earth signs, then the air, then the fire, then Ophiuchus, and then end with the water signs. All right. Hi, guys. Great to see you. Thanks for being here, Violet and AC. All right. So let's start out then with Virgo. Virgo, here we go. Big ticket item for the week. We have Hierophant. This could be about aligning one's chakras. This could be somebody's really opening up to the energies of the universe, their connection to their higher power. This could be, gosh, Virgo is committing to something this week. They're committing to a plan, an idea. Like there's no going back. It doesn't mean that, like, let's say Virgo is saying, I'm okay, I've heard the call, universe, I get it. It's time for me to move. It doesn't mean that Virgo is moving this week. It could mean that now it's been set. I know that this is the direction I'm going. I heard it loud and clear. And now I'm starting to operate that, in this next year of my life, I know I'm going to be moving. And that means I'm starting to operate a little differently, noticing different things, paying attention to different things. Now, I could also say that a love story could be deepening because this can be about marriage. This can be Virgo realizes that there's somebody very important to them. We have two major arcana, really strong Taurus, really strong Cancerian. This could be somebody who's in love with Virgo also, and they want to invite Virgo, start bringing Virgo into their life more and more. But let me put it this way. The die has been cast. The intention is set. And this is something that it's like there is a definite direction that Virgo's life is taking, but it's for something that I think that they believe in, something that would be really positive for them, something they feel emotionally drawn to. If this is Virgo saying, I'm going to go ahead and sign up for this class, I'm going to commit to this 6-week course, these are going to be my classmates, or I'm going to be on the softball team. It's like, I'm really going to follow through with this. I want to do this. It's very positive, but it's about a kind of something big. But it could very well be that Virgo is going to either meet someone that they realize right out of the gate, I could marry this person. And it's like, oh my God, I can't believe this, but I'm ready to admit that to myself. Yes, this could really be it. This is my person. And I'm leaning into it. Very exciting because it is a big commitment and it's something that could be life changing for Virgo. It's going to drive the next like 7 years of their life forward. So it's a big commitment. That's actually really cool though. It doesn't feel scary at all. That felt really good. Next to Capricorn coming at 256. Capricorn, what's the big message for the week? Hi guys. We have got Wheel of Fortune. A positive amount of like good karmic brownie points coming in that can be cashed in this week. Capricorn could see a lot of rainbow colors. Also, they could be around different like colored lights. Somebody could have like, use like Christmas tree lights, even though it's not Christmas time. They might be going to a fair. They might be going someplace so that it's just more color, more life, more energy. We have Queen of Wands upright. We've got Capricorn sitting on the outside of a gate, sitting on their suitcases. They're ready to, I'm going to say they're getting an opportunity and they get to say yes to it. This is something they've earned. This is something Capricorn deserves. This is like, I'm going to go ahead and take these 2 days off because somebody just said that they wanted to pay to take me on a little trip. I'm going to the, whatever the town I'm going to has a fair in it. My, whatever my favorite aunt is giving me a free ticket to fly out and see her. We're going to Disneyland together. I'm going. It feels like Capricorn gets to kind of like put something behind them and they get to pack up their suitcases and take this little trip. But it's like, it's a win. It's a gift. It's something positive that they have very much earned or that they deserve. So I hope Capricorn struts their stuff and like knows that this is a real like well-earned gift either from the universe or from somebody who cares about them. There could be a really strong vibe of either an Aquarius or a Scorpio, a Leo, or a Taurus that could be the person offering this. I feel like somebody wants to pay like Capricorn's way on some kind of a trip or something. It feels really nice. It feels very generous and it feels like this is what Capricorn deserves. All right, next up we got Taurus coming in at 456. Taurus, here we go. What's the big ticket item for the week? Actually, I have 3 cards. We have the 7 of Cups, we have the Lovers, and we have the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, if Taurus has been confused about whether or not they wanted somebody, this person has decided they want Taurus and they want to show Taurus, listen, I have changed. I know some of my behavior was making you wonder if you wanted to stay. I got to show you that I can make you want to stay. Like, this feels like someone's very, very much like night and day different behavior all of a sudden. I don't know if they recognize that Taurus was kind of like, I don't know that I want to do this anymore. And they're like, whoa, I need to dial this in. They're working harder. I think that they literally, maybe they needed to like be a better, companion. Maybe they needed to hold up their end of the bargain, like to pay rent or something. Maybe this is about collaboration and they needed to put more effort in, maybe put in more effort around the house. But this is somebody who wants to show that they can be a better lover, a better partner. They want Taurus to want them. And I think Taurus was sitting there going, there's a lot of other people out there. Maybe I should end this connection. They were on the verge of losing Taurus, and I think they knew it. And they're like, whoa, I need to straighten up and fly right. I got to convince Taurus that I am the person they would want to be with. They have a lot to lose in losing Taurus, but if they're really dedicated, if they really are going to like lock it in, dial it in, and step up to the plate, I mean, maybe this is a terrific energy. The thing is, they could be a Gemini because we saw that Lovers card, and I'm just wondering if they have a duality to their nature where maybe they aren't super consistent, but they don't want to lose Taurus. So I like them for that reason. Next up, we've got Libra coming in at 646. All right, Libras, what do we have here? What's the upcoming message for the week? 8 of Cups, who's coming back? What's coming back? Something's coming back. 2 of Wands, going back to a previous decision. And it's almost, now I think that it's Libra thinking in their mind, I kind of still want that ex. I go back in my mind and I think about, do I want them? Because there's still this spark. There's still this interest. I don't know if Libra's going to bump into somebody and like, wow, they are still really attractive. I still have a spark. I wonder if we could heal this. But then they think back to, I did walk away. And if I think about coming back to them, am I not still going to be in the same exact place of, do I stay or do I go? This really feels like somebody that Libra always will find attractive, but they don't know like that the relationship would ever work. They don't. And this, I mean, maybe it's not about love and romance, but this feels like it's passion. This feels like it's, there's somebody that they're just very hot. They're like, we all have certain, people that just like turn us on, right? We all have just that taste, for somebody, no matter what, even if it's like, well, we don't get along that great. We're not on the same page, but God, they're so attractive. I totally forgot how, like, I can't help it. I'm so drawn to them. Patrick Stewart is my secret heartthrob. It's better and better as he ages. I'm telling you, I do not know what he works on me. Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the Starship Enterprise. That's my great heartbeat. No, I'm sorry to make it silly and lighthearted, but I don't think this has to be super stressful. This could be something like that, like a crush. Like, oh my God, but they're so hot. But if I did go back to them, then what? It's more like we're going back in our minds and saying, I kind of want to give this a whirl. I kind of want to get involved with this person again, but then they're so pretty, but does it work? Does it work? I don't know. This is just, it's a lot to ponder this week is what it says. But I think that Libra's going to either encounter somebody that they were attracted to, and guess what? The attraction is still there. So, all right, next up, Gemini. We've got coming in at 919. Good numbers there. All right, Gemini, here we go. Message for the week. Oh, this could be a tough week for our Gemini because we actually have the Lovers in the reverse, which would be Gemini maybe being a little bit off kilter because there's a 10 of Swords. I feel like they're tired. They're tired of either dealing with something. Let's get one more. Right? We have to. We got to get one more. Yeah, exactly. Happy birthday, Geminis. Happy bubble. I love that. We have King of Wands. Okay. I kind of feel like Gemini might be tired of a connection where maybe they felt like they were pulling a lot of the heavy load and maybe always trying to be the person who can, like, well, let me see it from your point of view. Okay, again, we're having a problem, but let me see if I can see it from your point of view. But finally, I think this actually might not be as bad a week after all. It might be that Gemini is like, you know what? I'm freaking done seeing it from everybody else's point of view. Maybe they need to straighten up and fly right. And if they can't do it, I'm done. Because you know what? There's this hottie I just came across at the pool in his awesome yellow Speedos, King of Wands. He was warm. He was wonderful. And you know what? I'd rather be around somebody who treats me nice than somebody I have to keep giving all this great concession to so I can keep trying to see it from their point of view. How come they're not seeing it from my point of view? No, I'm out. I'm done. I like him better. I think that this actually looks like Gemini is making a decision, like they're falling out of love with somebody and they're interested in somebody else. But it's because somebody else treats them better than what they were receiving. So I don't know, if somebody doesn't want to lose their gem, then they're going to need to treat them better. All right, next up, Aquarius, coming in at 11:09. Aquarius, what's the big ticket item, the big message for this week? Eight of Swords. There might be something that Aquarius gets stuck on their head in, or also there's this energy of don't accidentally leave your keys out somewhere and get locked out of your house, locked out of your car, get locked in to like your garage or something. You know, definitely be mindful because this is about getting stuck somewhere, maybe overnight. We have the sun overnight until morning. Hey, then again, just because we're stuck on something, we might be stuck on how to get happy, or we might be stuck and then we find our happiness. We're once in a while we get stuck in traffic and we literally aren't able to get to work on time, but it gave us a much needed couple of hours to problem solve in our subconscious. And then it's like, oh my God, this was such a gift. Hang on, this was just what I needed. Sometimes getting stuck on something is because we weren't listening to our soul speak to us and tell us what we really needed, which I actually think this is going to be great. It starts out not so great, starts out sticky, starts out like we're trapped, we're in our heads, but we're problem solving. And the thing that I think Aquarius needs more of is joy and light and laughter in their life. And maybe that's the conclusion that they needed to come to. I need to go seek people, places, and situations that actually bring more joy into my life. I need to find what makes me happy instead of focus on trying to stay where I'm not happy. It just feels like being stuck on the question mark of what is it that's making me feel stuck? What's the secret ingredient that I'm missing? And it's like, oh, happiness in my life, levity, music, joy. I kind of think Aquarius could have a big old breakthrough this week about the things that they don't enjoy and that they were just kind of struggling through or suffering through. Sometimes when we realize we don't want to do something and that we would be so much happier if we didn't have to do that thing anymore, that's when we finally have the courage to tell somebody, I don't want to be in the book club. I hate it. I love you, but I hate book clubs. I feel so stressed out over them. I don't want to go. And sometimes it's just like, oh, there, I said it. I'm free. Like that. It could be something as little as that, but it's like they didn't realize that that's what the source of the dysfunction was. So I just feel like Aquarius is going to set themselves free this week. All right, next up, Leo. Leo coming in at 13:45. All right, Leos, what do we have for the big ticket item for this week? We have the moon. We have the King of Cups. My. Leo has a surprise on the horizon this week. We got a foxy King of Cups standing there like George Washington. Makes me think of that. I love that comedian, Nate. Is it Bargatze? I don't know how to say his last name, but he played George Washington in those hilarious Saturday Night Live skits. If you haven't seen them, they're hysterical. But we have somebody who's at the aquarium as well. I don't know if literally Leo may find themselves unexpectedly someplace by the water, or at a pet store that has a lot of aquariums, or at some huge like SeaWorld or something like that. But we have a person who is going to present themselves on Leo's path, that they did not see this coming. This is not like Leo had a premonition that they were about to meet a love of their life. Leo did not expect to bump into somebody like this. It is so not on their radar, not even a little bit, which is a nice surprise. Sometimes we expect characters must always have the sixth sense. Not this week. This week, Leo is probably busy with a billion other things. They may be paying more attention to something. I'm picturing like they're walking in a dimly lit place, which would make sense for an aquarium. And they may almost bump into this person. That's okay. This person will be very happy. They may even put themselves in Leo's way, Leo's path, so that Leo will bump into them because they want to make contact with Leo. Whoever this is, I don't get that they're an ex. I get that they're a very direct person. I get that they're somebody who will, let me get one more, because I don't know why they're showing up. I don't know what their intentions are other than it's love. After all that talk about like Leo doesn't have a clue, and then we get the High Priestess. All I can say is they might have been drawn toward Leo, but I still don't get that Leo knew that this person was coming toward them. But the High Priestess says there's an immediate like energetic bond, but I almost feel like he knew there was going to be one and Leo didn't. We do have strong Pisces, a ton of water. Okay, so we have Pisces, we have Scorpio. We also do have some Virgo here. And did I ever say Cancer? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, obviously water signs. But that's a lovely energy. It's nice to have Leo being surprised by somebody with good intentions and love in their heart and good emotions. All right, next up, let's go to Sag, 1620. All right, Sag, actually, let me change decks. Let's go this route. Sag, what's the big ticket item for this week? The World card, that is a big ticket item, and the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Something's come full circle. Something is done. There's no more planning, looking, trying to make something work. It simply is time for an upgrade. Now, this could be if Sag is, planning on, marriage or wedding or something, or if a relationship is about to shift into like this comfort zone where both people know we're getting married. This is like, we're not still working on our relationship. We're actually in a relationship and it's really serious. And we both see the writing on the wall. We're going to be together. It's you and me. We can see where we're headed. There's like this profound knowledge that everything's different this week. There's no more effort and work. There's just compatibility. It's kismet. Something is clicking. Oh, that's so nice. It feels kind of like walking in a new world. Just because it clicks so well. But this is very, very positive. An old cycle of effort has been closed, and the new cycle of like the results of our hard work have clicked into place. If it is about relationship, it's a relationship that suddenly is like everybody's on the same page. This is going to be really good. We've really got something here. This is really something special. I love that. Aries is next. 1753. Cataclysmic. I'll share them with you. You're so adorable. I love that. All right, Aries, this week, big ticket item, we have a 3 of Swords. I'm sorry to downshift my energy so swiftly, but I'm like, oh man, that's a bummer. I was replying to somebody's cute comment in the comment section, and then I see we got 2 negative cards here. We've got a 3 of Swords followed by a 5 of Swords from my Aries. This week could have a really stressful component, but we could also identify who the villain is, which that alone could be really great. But to identify where the problem is coming from, eruption in the week. And it could be like, oh, seriously? No. Why did you come in and make this problem? By the end of the week, this feels like we have a huge upheaval, possibly between lovers. But then it's almost tempest in a teacup, because this says as the time wears on, we've got them rising like a phoenix from the ashes, back in love as this happy duo. And this is a death card, like everything transforms. So a big stress in a relationship this week could actually lead to deeper understanding. And it's like, hey, you and me, babe, against the world. We're not about to let that villain in the top hat come in and stir things up between us again. That's the problem. Isn't us. The problem was whatever this villain was. And the villain could have been, let's say Aries and their significant other get into an argument because one of them gets jealous because they imagine that somebody else is, maybe looking in a new direction. And that may not even be true. So the villain could be jealousy, which is really the ego. And that could create a huge rift between two people that are actually very much in love. We could look at it that way. Or it could be that somebody literally comes in to stir the pot, says something that's even a big fat lie in order to break these two apart. And as long as they don't let that happen, as long as they identify who the villain is, this is the one positive on this card. Maybe these two Aries could have a fight with their partner. They could have, like kind of a boisterous, even like yelling something back and forth. And it's in that argument that they actually find out, like, wait a minute, but I thought you said such and such. What? No. Well, so and so told me you said that. I didn't say that. They totally made that up. That was manufactured. And then it's like, oh my God, somebody was trying to come between us. Somebody was trying to rip us apart. It could be that too. But again, at least if you're going to have an argument, talk it out so you're both on the same page. What do you think we're fighting about? Well, what do you think we're fighting about? Like they need to talk about it to get to the bottom of it. And then I think they'll get the solution. And it says that they can come back stronger from this. So tough moment, perhaps, particularly for lovers, but so worth it to go through those tough moments. If it gets everything aired out, and then two people can get like back on the same page. So that would be worth it. All right, next up, Ophiuchus, and then we'll end with the water signs. Ophiuchus comes in at 2107. Here we go. Ophiuchus. What do we have for the big ticket item for this next week? Even though Monday's pretty much over. We have got the 7 of Wands and we got the 10 of Cups. 10. It's funny. I just now noticed when you put those cards together, his arm almost looks like it goes right into the rainbow, right? It's like this perfect balance. That's kind of crazy to see how well that fits. This could be something about like the umbrella that is over not just Ophiuchus, but whomever. Like it's a little bit of, that song, when something is wrong with my baby, then something is wrong with me. I feel like it's one of those messages. Ophiuchus may have a partner that is just having a really rough day, and maybe Ophiuchus is sensing it, or they just know that their partner was, oh man, I'm going to work and it's going to be a horrible day today. And Ophiuchus might be like, I'm understanding that if they're stressed and their mind is like on this very huge, busy day full of obstacles, I'm thinking about them. I'm going to make sure that, maybe I drop off lunch to them that day. Maybe I give them some extra nice snackies, their favorite snackies, or maybe I make them a special dinner, knowing that they're going to come home just drained. And that it feels like Ophiuchus is going to be somebody's safe harbor, or vice versa. Somebody could be Ophiuchus's safe harbor. Or let's put it this way. Ideally, that's what every relationship would be, when we care about what our partner is going through, we care about their bad days, and then we choose to make sure that they have a safe space to land, or soft spot to land, and vice versa. They do that for us. It just feels like it's going to be very achievable today. Now, this doesn't have to be for a partner. This could be about family members. This could be like, I know that my best friend, who's like a family member to me, is up against something tough this week. And so I'm going to make sure that I do something a little special. And it could totally, it really strengthens a bond between two people. To be cared about like that is always going to be something that's like my worst day, but then you were here at the end of it, and I forgot about my bad day because I got somebody who obviously is fighting in my corner and a part of my world. That's really beautiful of you, guys. I love that. Pisces coming in at 2347. Pisces, here we go. What is the big ticket item for the week? We've got the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, and we've got the 5 of Pentacles upright. Hang on, I got to get one more, because this says that there's a timeline shift, but then we have this 5 of Pentacles, and I don't know if this is why Pisces is shifting. We have the Hermit. I kind of think that Pisces is timed out on something this week. They're kind of like, I'm done waiting for this person to call me back. Maybe they got a bunch going on in their mind. This could be somebody that Pisces like had a date with, and then, it was like, okay, are we going to get back together? Are we going to go out again? And like some time continues to pass. And it's like, we're 5 days down the road. I just honestly, I think I'm ready to turn my attention elsewhere. Or if Pisces was waiting to find out if they were going to like get a call back or something, they might just be saying, maybe this company isn't even who I want to work for if, they still don't know which direction they're going. It kind of feels like Pisces pulls their energy away because somebody else didn't follow through. And that's going to be their loss. But in truth, they may already be sitting in a sense of loss. Let's say if it's a romantic person that didn't call Pisces back for another date, maybe they don't have any more money. Maybe there's, something going on in their world. If somebody can't meet us, can't match us, can't be beside us, instead of like, waiting or insisting or trying to find out where are you, what's going on, giving them the space to do what they need to do, and we just move on and do what we need to do, can sometimes be just the perfect thing, because it gives everybody space to just live the way you need to, sort out your stuff. I don't think Pisces shifting in this timeline is negative at all. I think them letting somebody stew in whatever they need to or deal with whatever they have to, that's better than Pisces trying to jump in, or worse, stress themselves out trying to figure out what's going on. Pisces is just like, I'm kind of just retreating from this whole topic right now. And I think it's better because Pisces has some important things to do that are going to really yield results. We've got this cow, which is like a depiction of the Milky Way. And I mean, that's how I look at that with the cow, like a sacred cow, the Milky Way. There's something that is really important that Pisces could turn their attention to that's very like a cosmic energy for them this week. And that could be more important than trying to match up or sync up with this other person who could have been, by the way, a earth energy. EM, you sweetheart. Thank you, honey. Thank you so much. You're so generous, love. All right, and Scorpio, here we go. 2654. Here we go. We did get a Pisces video out, by the way, on Sunday. Just, I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but we did do Pisces on Sunday. All right, Scorpio. What I didn't get to was Scorpio or Gemini yet. We've got the Fool. It is in the reverse for our Scorpio. So big ticket item this week could be somebody is not choosing to take a leap. It could be an Aries, not taking a step forward. I kind of feel like either we have somebody saying, I don't think I want to go. I think I want to stay home and just sit with myself and be all nicely aligned. Or this is a feminine saying, I know that this person's not going to take that leap. I'm aware of that. Ace of Swords is truth. This could also be, I'm cutting this free out of my life. I can't figure out yet if it's her saying, I'm choosing not to move. I'm choosing not to go somewhere. Two of Wands. She holds the power in this case. This is going to sound crazy, but I feel like Scorpio might recognize that they literally, depending on whether or not they want someone or something in their life, it is their energetic, like, calling somebody in or thinking in their head, I don't want to hear from them, that is actually making this happen. They are kind of in control of whatever vibe they're giving off, can either like repel things or call things in. And I think that they're using this week to say, because I know I have the ability to repel or call in what I want, let me get myself as aligned as I've ever been. And let me go ahead and check in with myself and say, all right, self, what do we want? It's time to make some good decisions here. It feels like connecting to one's own power is the way I would look at this. Definitely something about like balancing chakras or, aligning energy or something in order to get really honest and true and clear with oneself about what do I want. Let me make sure I call that in, because I know that the stuff that happens in my life is based off of whether or not I want it to happen. Very powerful Scorpio who's getting really real with themselves about, I gotta manifest very directly with what I want. And last but not least, we're going to do Cancer on this channel also. Now, please do remember that the full-length Cancer videos I do exclusively over on my other channel, which is called Tarot Dog. But when I do these, where I do all of the zodiacs, I try to include Cancer here too, because it would be weird if I didn't. So anyway, we have a 3 of Pentacles. So the big ticket item of the week could be somebody's going to a concert, going to go spend time with friends, with family. Page of Pentacles. I feel like Cancer is going to be really inspired by either a conversation that they have or someone that they meet or someone that they're introduced to. It could be that they literally, meet somebody at a backstage thing after, a mutual friend is like, hey, I got an extra ticket. My other friend that you haven't met yet is a performer. You want to come see this show with me? Sure, I'll go. But that could actually change something. Sometimes we get inspired by one thing. We meet one person through a group setting, and that makes us want to do the same thing, or that puts us on a new path. Now, this could also be we meet a romantic interest. This could be a same-sex couple. But there's definitely like, wow, I didn't realize that attending this event or going to this show or being around these other people would be such a moment of inspiration, all because of some dialogue, some conversation. Maybe it expands to another invitation. Maybe Cancerian's going to be headhunted by a group and be like, you know what, I brought you to this because I thought you'd like all these people and you should join us. You should be on the softball team, or you should, take dance lessons, or, we want to do this performance. Why don't you, we need your talent too. We need what you have. It could be like, it feels a little bit like a pitch. Like Cancer could be asked to join something this week, but they might actually be delightfully surprised, and it could be something really good. This all has positive vibes. This could be about a job offer, but it's definitely like, here, come see what we have. Now, would you like to do this? There's an opportunity to actually build some of this into Cancer's own life. Nothing here says love. This all says work-related, tangible, like person-to-person contact, or like I said, something about business or a job or a career path, or, getting involved in something. But I kind of think that it feels like it's an invitation or a pitch, like, hey, let's show you this. And then what do you think, Cancer? Would you want to do this too? It feels good, though, I think, for Cancer to be, hand selected and, be invited into something. Whether or not Cancer wants to do it, that's a whole nother story, but kind of really nice to see that. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to go timestamp these right now in the description box. I'll read them off briefly, though, also. So Virgo started right at the beginning at 00. Capricorn started at 256. Taurus was 456. Libra was 646. Gemini was 919. Aquarius was 1109. Leo was 1345. Sag was 1620. Aries was 1753. Ophiuchus was 2107. Pisces was 2347. Scorpio was 2654, and Cancer was 2926. All right, you guys, thank you for being here. You guys are so awesome. Thank you, everybody. I am going to go ahead and go live right after this and do our today's topic video also. So if you guys are still up at about, probably about 4 minutes from now, I will see you live for that one. All right, I'm going to bounce out real quick. Lots of love, you guys. Thank you, everybody. Bye.